Michael Rapaport is the host of the I Am Rapaport podcast and one of the stars of the Netflix hit series Atypical. He is joining us now. Rap, I know you stayed up late to watch this one. How disappointing was the King last night?
Extremely disappointing. LeBron James looked disinterested, disengaged, discouraged. He looked out of breath. He looking like his head was in the Looney Tune clouds, ready for the Monstars to come and save him. But Superman, Iron Man, Batman, the Black Panther, none of those people could save him and the Lakers from the inevitable. You asked me, what did he look like? It was disappointing. LeBron James was laughing, showing up Jay Crowder just a couple of days ago. Okay? At this point, he does not inspire his teammates. Okay? He flails his arms when they miss shots. He doesn't run back on defense. I think he causes and creates self-doubt in young players. He left the court when they were losing just a couple of nights ago. I think he tried to humiliate Jay Crowder. Why would he try to do this? Mr. Team, Mr. I'll never cheat the game. You can tell that his teammates that are not from LeClutch Sports, they don't like him. Speaking of LeClutch Sports, why are there 6 players on the Los Angeles Lakers from LeBron James's agency? In Los Angeles, we call that packaging. We finally put a stop to that. 6 players
hey, can I ask
on
you
the Los Angeles Lakers are from Clutch Sports. Did Rob Pelinka, does he get a kickback? Did Rob Pelinka sign with Clutch Sports? Does Adam Silver need to intervene? Did the government, they got involved with steroids, do they need to investigate what is going on with Clutch Sports and the Los Angeles Lakers, Shannon? And you know what's upsetting, Shannon?
Yeah.
You've talked for hour after hour after hour. I come on here humbly to
humbly, really?
I got a broom and everything. I come on here humbly to talk to you, and you won't even let me get it out. Let me tell you something. These LeBron fans, one day there will be a 20-part LeBron James Last Dance-like documentary, and he will finally catch up with the GOAT. He will finally outdo Michael Jordan. But when that documentary comes out, it's going to make Michael Jordan look like a softie. I think this guy is the fakest guy in the league. I think he berates his teammates. I think he puts self-doubt in them, and I don't like it. And the broom is here. People say, why do you have the broom? The broom is here because the Los Angeles Lakers need a deep, deep front office cleaning. Frankie the flunky, Vogel, he needs to go, okay? The Staples Center needs a deep cleaning. That ring, that championship that they won in the bubble, we put that where the Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa home runs are. There's an asterisk next to that. They're done. They're cooked. Their goose is cooked. But the question, I'll throw this back to you, Shannon. Mm-hmm. Where do we go from here?
What do you mean, the Knicks?
No. We're not talking about the Knicks. We're not talking about the Knicks. We're talking about the Lakers. Where do we go from here? Where do the investors of Space Jam go to here? Do fans really want to see a flailing, aging star? We watched this guy's beard go from dark black to gray from Game 5 to Game 6. I've never seen that in my life. The guy actually grayed. His beard grayed during the series. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Sly Stallone, The Rock, we believe in them as superheroes. Do fans want to sit and watch a guy that we know can't do it anymore?
I know a team right now in Madison Square Garden to take him and paying max dollars to get him. Close your mouth, because you would. Now, let me ask you this. Before we go any further, before I go into my point of view, how many actors on a movie set you think are rep by CAA? Is there a quota for how many? So you can only have, hold on, no. Just make sure so speak carefully, because you do know my attorney is in the building that CAA used to lock. So I've seen a lot of actors and actresses coming out of that building. So just for clarification for our people at home, because you said how many Clutch Sports athletes are on the Lakers, so how many CAA rep actors are in a particular movie? Is it one?
We're not talking about the actors. finally in our business, we stop packaging. The agents can no longer package. Packaging means where a company, an agency will have the producer, the director.
I know what it means.
Sometimes, but I'm explaining it to the audience. Why is there 6 players? Look, Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports is essentially LeBron James agency. Rich Paul and those guys, they're in cahoots. And Rich Paul has done a great job. 6 players on one team. I am asking you, Shannon, you're an insider.
Yeah.
Does Rob Pelinka get a kickback for that?
But see,
there's 6 players on that team.
See, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to distract. But when David Falk had all the clients, when Aaron Mintz, who was the guy? Leon Rose. When he had all the guys, I didn't hear you say that. But let me get back to my point. Look.
Guys in the league, I'm saying on one team. It's one team. I don't talk about
I'm not going to let you sidetrack me. The Lakers were very disappointing because there were greater expectations than getting booted in the first round. Injuries, AD missing half the season, LeBron missing a third of the season, had a lot to do with that. They limped into the playoffs. They're limping out of the playoffs. But here's the thing. They were the 7th seed. It just goes to show you the level of expectations that comes along with LeBron James. Never in the history did anybody think a 2 seed would advance in front of a 7 seed would advance in front of a 2 seed, unless it's LeBron James. You know that, and I know that. Michael Jordan was never favored as the lower seed versus the higher seed. Was he?
My friend, why do you bring up Michael Jordan?
Because context. Context matters.
With his big shoulders, there's no hand checking. Of course, he's the greatest driver of the basketball of all time, to quote the great Skip Bayless, who's sitting right in front of me. Drip Bayless, because you cannot touch him. And when you do touch him, I'm the best actor in the world. I could see 3 rims. Just a few weeks ago, he's lucky to be in the play. You know what, Shannon and the Laker fans and LeBron fans, you should just be saying thank you.
That's the Knicks fans should be saying that.
You should be saying thank you. You duked it out with little Steph Curry.
Y'all lost to little Trae Young. Y'all spit on Trae. Y'all spit on Trae. You spit on Trae Young, little ice Trae.
Those guys, they're animals. And I want to just give a little message to Joel Embiid. This is off the subject. Do not do what Anthony Davis tried to do. If you have a little tear, and then I love the Philadelphia fans. I love the Sixers, Rocky Balboa, Allen Iverson, the Philadelphia Sound. Do not do it. If you have a tear, please do not Brandon Roy yourself. You got to sit out. Who was responsible for putting the battery in the back for AD last night? Why didn't his agents, his managers say, don't do it? You're not Willis Reed. AD tried to do it for the gram. Willis Reed did it for really real. He took a needle this long in the leg. I documented it in my award-winning 30 for 30 when the Garden was eating a needle in his leg. What was he trying to do last night? He's going to be a free agent.
Hater.
Is it time AD says, you know what, I'm done being a follower and I want to do it on my own? Come to New York, my friend.
Exactly. I knew it.
Come to New York.
So I am enjoying Michael Rapaport so much that I have not yet spoken in this segment.
I was worried about that.
And yet, I want to applaud him because the answer to Jenny's original question is that LeBron James was supremely disappointing because he is the king, you say.
Yeah.
He's still the GOAT, you say. He's still the best player on the planet, you say.
He is.
And that was as disappointing a 6 games from LeBron James as we've ever seen in his career. I was aghast at how disengaged and disinterested he often was. And I was shocked to the point of a little nervous because I don't want to lose LeBron. I didn't want to lose him from the playoffs, but I'm afraid we're going to lose him in the next year or two because he was aging right before your very eyes. And I'm going to bring this up.
Great, Skip.
Yeah, look, here's the problem with LeBron is he is in Hollywood now, and you and I have talked about this. He does enjoy his cigars the way Jordan started to enjoy his at the end of his career, and LeBron's got his wine cellar up in Malibu, and he enjoys his nightly wine. Well, at some point, maybe that starts to catch up with you a little too much in year 18 going on 19. I don't know if he's as committed to his fitness level because he's got 1,000 things going on in his life, not to mention his wife and kids.
That's why that's why you have Maverick. That's why you have Rick.
Okay.
That's why you have Randy.
All of them great at what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And have Savannah, who's really the queen that handles it all, and all he gets an opportunity to do is just focus on the game.
He is a mogul.
Yeah.
He is dominating Hollywood. And it's hard to dominate Hollywood and the NBA as you turn 36.
The really good ones can delegate. He's delegated, and I focus on what I need to focus on. But I know one team that would love to have LeBron James. William Michael Rapaport, but it's never going to happen. I told you bums were going out in the first round.
We don't want him. We don't do bandwagoning. We're on the way up.
What you mean we?
Bandwagon. They do that in Brooklyn, that soulless team. But we ain't here to talk about the Knicks, my friend.
I talk about the Knicks. It's my show. We talk about whatever I want to talk about.
I have a question, Shannon.
Yes.
Since it's your show. Did it break your heart? Were you concerned watching LeBron James huff and puff and be out of breath last night? Because I was concerned. I was like, yo, does this dude need an oxygen mask? We're not in Denver.
You know what I was thinking?
For the dude. He's like,
Michael Rapaport, you know what I was thinking? I say, damn, LeBron is looking like Julius Randle right before my eyes. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, speaking of Julius Randle.
Yeah,
speaking of Lonzo Ball, speaking of B.I., don't you wish you had those guys?
No.
Don't you wish you didn't sell the
Give me
house
AD.
Give me AD.
Yeah, Mike, this is my least favorite part of the show. I hate to interrupt you. I wish we could keep you for 2.5 hours. Skip didn't even say a lot. He just sat back and he enjoyed listening to you talk about LeBron.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us and talking some sense into Shannon. We'll check in very soon.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.